rollie ticking, why you frontin' on your bait, yeah. Rebel gang, black V100, that's a gang, Check my paper, about my business, fuck a stain. Bitch, I roll, try and stop me, I just grow. Line them up and knock them down, I treat the hoe like dominoes. Keep my circle small and tight, I don't make friends with all my foes, Seen you claim them stakes, I pray your people get exposed. Let them know, I don't need anybody, I'm better when I'm alone. I'm chillin' with the shooters, I'm better than tombstone. My killer's been a pack in a second, my enemy. Let it be underrated, bitch, fighting my chemistry. Picking them out of pocket, I'm piecing them out of button. I'm looking through when they don't, I'm jumping the bitch, and I kill through anybody with a dream. But believe me, I'm checking another game and I'm winning to play the part, Jumped in the ride of the beat like, red in the eyes and I feel like, Lou with the 5 and the 6 on my line. Double 3s in the sky in the dream like, fuck how they see me. Hit that on game like I knew it was easy. If you ain't never been broke, I'll be down and it goes, and it's probably gonna be how the quick. I got my brothers, lean in my cup, Aquafina drippin', stay by my bucks. If you got that beef, then knuckle up, hustle harder, never trust my luck. I got my brothers, lean in my cup, Aquafina drippin', stay by my bucks. If you got that beef, then knuckle up, hustle harder, never trust my luck.
I don't need nobody else around me, bitch, I got my brothers. I don't trust a motherfucker, all you niggas undercover. Sleep with niggas, undercovers, bad and bougie, bitches lovers. Wanna fuck without a rubber, bitch must think that I'm a sucker. Don't play me for no lame, I got my gang up in this bitch. We don't do no spit boxing, leaving stains up in this bitch. Blood sucker, motherfucker, show my fangs up in this bitch. Got a scope on my AR, I'm long ranging out this bitch. You motherfucker wanna get it and I'm gone. If I lose it, take a minute to get in the back on. Packing the Mac, the back of the light, you know this fact that I'ma keep me a packet that's strong. Niggas wanna beef with the gang, but all my niggas are bang. Like the Biggie song, you did wrong. Bitch keep blowing my lines and I've been on her mind, and she can't wait to give me that thong. Yeah, ride through the loop with the phone like try with a mind, let it blow like passenger side with your hoe like she wanna deep down in the throat like shit is too easy. All of you niggas too bumming you peasy. Fucking around with one of my brothers, I promise you niggas will never rest easy.
I got my brothers, lean in my cup, Aquafina drippin', stay by my bucks. If you got that beef, then knuckle up, hustle harder, never trust my luck. I got my brothers, lean in my cup, Aquafina drippin'.
Yeah, we are live. Welcome to the first premiere show of Beyond the Beard. This is something new that I came up with the help of my beautiful lady, of course, the brain behind a lot of my stuff. But as I said, man, welcome to Beyond the Beard. This is basically an unfiltered barbershop talk that goes deeper than a fresh fade. This podcast is a real conversation space for men who are ready to explore life beyond appearances. Hosted by voices you can trust, Beyond the Beard dives into everything from love and relationships to financial stability, fatherhood, personal growth, and the power of vulnerability. Here, manhood isn't just about being strong, it's about being real, respectful, and responsible. Pull up a chair, lean back, and let's talk like men who give a damn. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Just to let y'all know, in case y'all be like, it's Beyond the Beard. Why is there a lady there? She doesn't have a beard. But just to let you know, I just wanted to introduce y'all to my lady. Right, J Local, right. I just wanted to
Don't do that.
Shout out to the gang.
I wanted to introduce you all to my lady, KB. We're also going to be having female guests on the show as well to also give, a different perspective on things from a female standpoint. And also, there are going to be things that we as men are not going to understand from women or about women that women can give us a clear understanding of and about. Mm-hmm. So my lady, she's very logical, for the most part, level-headed.
Was that like a compliment or was that shade? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, she's pretty level-headed. You gotta push her there to make her become unlevel, as with anybody. But that's my lady. So she's gonna be chiming in from time to time on certain shows. Not every show, but certain shows she'll be here to give her perspective, as well as with other female guests that we're gonna be having come onto the show as well. So that is that. And y'all know this guy off to
Tony motherfucking
right.
Maize is in the motherfucking building.
Yep.
How you feeling, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good.
What's been up to, man?
Good to be back, man. I've been on a lot of shit, man. You know, same old Tony. Still doing the music.
Yeah.
I'm working on. Actually, I'm in a movie right now that's in the making.
Okay.
I've really been focusing on the music and acting lately. I got a couple of scripts I've been working on as well. So, you know, I've been really doing the film and the music thing lately. So, you know.
Okay, cool.
Motherfucking show will be back, but it will not be back as what you know it as a podcast. It will be back as a live variety show, like the Living Color, SNL type of thing. That's what I'm trying to gear towards. So,
Okay.
be on the lookout for that.
So for the newer viewers that may not necessarily know you, like if you had to give your elevator pitch of what you do, who you are, what would it look like? Go.
Tony motherfucking Maize. I'm an entertainer of all sorts. It's easier to Google me. I have my own brand, MFKN. My fear knows none, but everybody usually puts it as motherfucking Maize. Motherfucking Entertainment Network. It's a TV channel, actually an internet TV channel. Also under construction right now. So a lot of things I got going on is kind of, I'm in the building of taking it to the next level. 10 years of podcast right here in my city, my music. So, you know, I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? I did dabble in a few things. It's just easier to Google the man. Just Google me. Tony motherfucking Maize, MFKNMAZE. Check me out.
All right, and there's that. And of course, well, a lot of y'all already know who I am. But for those of y'all who don't, my name is Montega Rebel. I am an artist, entertainer, working man, business owner. We own Soul Expression Socks. You can look that up on Facebook and Instagram, SOLEEXPRESSIONS Socks.
Good quality socks, by the way.
Yeah, great quality socks. Do good work.
I got a pair on right now, matter of fact. I just thought about that.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do got your socks on.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope. That's quite dope.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking
Good.
about? That's what I do.
What he do?
Good plug. Good plug. Yeah.
Got you, dog.
So yeah, along with my lady, she's also co-owner of the company. Yeah, and you know we make socks. She doesn't really like to do shirts; she hates it, but we do that as well. Shirts, hoodies, you know, whatever, and you know, vinyl, sublimation. Y'all can tap in with us for all of those needs. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna get off into the show today. I have, like I said, Tony Maize is on the show as a guest. What we're doing is having grown man conversation. So we're going to start with a few questions. I have 5 questions. You can answer these questions any way that you feel. You know, answer them truthfully, of course. But whatever you're comfortable with telling, whatever you're comfortable with coming.
So if it's a question that I don't want to answer.
None of these are questions that you don't want to answer. These are nothing about these questions are,
Okay.
you know, yeah.
All right.
This ain't that. This ain't that.
All right.
So you ready?
Oh, come on.
All right, cool. Now, some of these questions that, you know, it's gonna involve you getting maybe a little deep, personal. May open up the door for a storytelling event or whatever.
I like that.
Gets into some of these questions are going to get into your values, your growth, cultural shifts within your life. Some questions may again encourage vulnerability and insight. Some questions may make you reflect on wisdom. It can bring out, some questions may make you bring out some regrets. Some questions may make you, you know. She said, dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun,
He look a little nervous.
Nah, not really. I can stand on business.
Right. All right, so the first question, what moment in your life shaped you the most into the man that you are today?
Losing my ex-fiancée and my granny in the within 2 weeks of each other. Like, because, like,
Okay.
like I've always been, like, ambitious, go-getter. Like, music always been a part of my life. So, like, certain things that I've always done, as we all know, it becomes second nature. So you just do it without thinking.
Right.
So a lot of stuff I took for granted, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, like, after seeing somebody who was, my ex-fiancée was younger than me, so, like, to actually watch her go through having cancer and die and all of that, like, put life in a whole lot of different perspective for me. It really put in the fact that you don't know what could happen to who, when, where, like, that's the reality of that really set in. And then not even really truly grieving yet through that, and then my grandmama died from cancer as well, from bone marrow cancer. So, like, and I didn't even know she was sick. So, like, it was crazy because, like, the way my grandmama was, nobody, like, you only knew if she told you.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she wasn't in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you had to know type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she never really was the one to be going around telling everybody I'm sick. Woo, woo, woo. So it was like, it was almost a shock for me. Because we were so close. And so, for me to, like, not know was crazy for me because I just didn't see it. So it really let me know that I really wasn't paying attention to the right shit in life, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, with having to learn all of that at one time and one real fast, and then literally a month or two later, I learned that my twin's on the way. So I didn't really have time to worry about me, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I had to get in gear and get my life together for them. Because, you know, when you single and you ain't got kids, you can do what you want. Spend money how you want, move how you want, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But, like, when you got kids that's, like, right there in your face, you got to move differently. So, you know what I'm saying? So, even that in itself changed me to be a whole different person. Because, you know, I don't give a fuck. I do what I want to do. Because, you know what I'm saying? So, I've always been a man who had his own shit going. So I could do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't have nothing holding me back. So I did what I wanted to do, moved how I wanted to do. And in the process of it all, I'm pretty sure I've hurt a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, and in that growth, I've learned that I may have hurt a lot of people. But, you know, before that, I was like, fuck it. It's life.
So for the viewers that may not know, how long ago was that you experienced that type of trauma?
That might be like 5, maybe 6 years ago. That
Got
ain't too long ago. That wasn't too long ago. Like, that just really recently happened. So, like, again, when you don't have certain responsibilities, you move differently. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really didn't have my responsibility was me. For real. You know what I'm saying?
So with the babies coming, you kind of had to step it up and do it right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it is what it is. And they want this shit, so I'm happy with who I am now. You know what I'm saying?
So as a man, how do you deal with that type of trauma, right? But still, like, do you feel that you've actually dealt with the trauma and healed from it? Because it's kind of like you're saying, you know, I had this trauma and then I had to jump into, you know, like getting my shit together immediately. So, like, what do you think you did, or have you tried to heal from that, or did it just go to, I didn't have time?
He really didn't have time.
Yeah, because
I know that for a fact. I was there. I know he didn't have time.
You know what I'm saying?
But that was so long ago, from 5 years ago, right? So have you, like, tried to take the steps?
Well, we all know grief don't have no time stamp on it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but like, I think my question is, were you taking the steps at any time to try to heal?
I found myself trying to because I knew I had to, type of thing. To say that I completely have would be a lie. But I have definitely taken steps within myself because I know I got to, because there's certain places I can't sit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be productive for people that's here on earth.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to. Like, when it comes to grieving, like, eventually you got to come out of that place so that you can be productive in life. Because grief can can damn near have you in the grave with them.
Yeah. So
You know
as
what I'm saying?
men, what things do you guys do to actually heal?
Shit.
To actually heal.
Yeah. So that's my
really-
question, right? Because
Yeah.
as women, we
Okay.
have different
But-
ways of
but-
healing.
Now that's the thing. Now that's the thing that needs to be talked about because men really don't have
Men
those,
really don't have
those
the outlets to
Yeah.
heal. Men like
Because men have to
Okay.
be men 24/7.
something happens. Something happens, right? The way a lot of men deal with it, I'm gonna speak for me. If I go through something or something pisses me off or I feel some type of way, I'm gonna get in my car, drive, smoke, hit the highway, and I'm gonna think.
Right. That's
You know what I mean?
smoke. That's how men.
And then
Marijuana.
and
That's
then
how men heal.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back home, and then I'm gonna sit there. I may not, depending on what it is, I may not even say anything to you about it. You're gonna be able to tell though that something's on my mind, but I'm gonna sit there and figure it out on my own first, or try to process it and deal with it on my own first,
Before I
before
can
I
even
even
say
come to
something.
you and say anything about it at all.
Got it.
And then if it becomes to the point where I can't, like if all my avenues have been exhausted, then I may come to you and say, look, this is what's on my mind, this is what's stressing me out, this is what happened, whatever. But a man, last thing you want to do is put that on your woman and have her, even though the woman's like, we partners, I got this, I got your back, you know,
Yeah, no,
that's what
no
I'm
man
here
never
for.
wants to put no
You
emphasis
really
on
don't. The
his
first
woman
thing you want to
with no
do
sex
is,
on the
the
face.
first thing a man wants to do is, I'm going to work this out on my own first before I even mention it to her, anything. Unless it's something that can affect us both.
But do you feel that you were conditioned to do that incorrectly? And,
Yeah, of
and the
course.
reason that I
Yeah,
asked that,
yeah.
right, is because you guys, and I know you two in particular, you do expect for your women to actually come to you to discuss something, right? If they are having a problem. Because you guys are Mr. Fix-Its, right? Y'all want to fix it. Y'all want to be the ones that, you know, like save the day. And y'all do a great job with it. So why do you not feel that it should be done the other way around?
I know for me it's a pride or ego thing.
Okay.
Because
Why?
you as since young you've always been told,
And see, that's why
Man-
I wanted to say,
man
cuz,
up.
I don't really even think it's an ego or a pride thing. I think you kind of used the wrong word. What
Nah.
it really is conditioning, though. What it is conditioning. We are
is
taught,
that
like you said, we're
is
taught.
that too.
We're taught to provide and be that extra backbone. You know what I'm saying, for our woman. So,
But pride and ego also plays a part in that as well.
yeah, because you don't want to be
Because
the
you
one.
don't want
okay,
to
I get what
always,
you're
you
saying.
know, you
I
don't
get
want,
what you're saying.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
So,
I get what you're saying.
so with that is you since young you've always been told to man up, figure it out, just don't cry, don't complain, like
Right. So who wants to be that?
put your head up,
Right.
like who, like, you know what I mean. So that's where that comes into play at. So even now at 47, there's certain things that I won't. Let me see, how can I say it? It's certain things that I think back on, and I know, like, because we've had conversations, you be like, no, that's an excuse. It's not an excuse. But when certain things happen, it's certain things that can take you back to a certain place in your childhood or
Trigger.
your that makes
you
you
got
that
triggers.
that makes you feel like, okay, damn, I used to get scolded for this, or I used to get reprimanded, or you know what I mean, like it was looked down upon for doing, feeling, or saying whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that would make a person just like basically nut up and just like not say anything at all.
Now, see, I don't want to interrupt, but
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, look, from my lovely viewer, Miss Rodriguez on here, She said it's
Miss
unfair.
Rodriguez, if you're nasty.
It's unfair though for men to turn around and say they don't have a safe place when they're keeping it from the person that they know has their back.
So
Now, listen.
I was actually I was waiting on him to finish because both of you guys said earlier that you don't have because men don't have an avenue. So what I wanted to do was challenge y'all because when you say you don't have an avenue, you do, but you're not conditioned to use that avenue, or you don't necessarily maybe feel as comfortable or vulnerable doing it. It's not that you don't have it.
No, now when I said that, I wasn't saying it in the space of I don't have anyone to talk to, or my woman doesn't have my back and she's not there for me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just speaking in general. A lot of men do not have that outlet.
Average man. And then
Got it.
And then not even so much that we don't want to use y'all as an avenue. We know y'all are there. But we still have, like he said, it kind of goes back to what he was saying about pride, because we still are also worried about being judged by how you feel about what we feeling.
Okay.
So
there's been a lot of instances where a woman, and I've seen this happen. It hasn't happened to me,
but I've
seen where the man has been vulnerable and open to his chick, and the first time they get into it, or then she throw it in his face.
So
you know what I'm saying? So that alone would make a situation.
Yeah.
Like, so that alone would make it just be like, I don't even want to say nothing. I'll figure it out. I'll get through it some kind of way. And if I can't, then if all my avenues are exhausted, then I will come.
And it don't necessarily have to been you to have done it, but just because someone else in our life has done it, we're not even going to entertain the thought of you playing with us like that again. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of stuff that men do come from trauma or past hurt or rejection in their life. Mm-hmm. And again, we all know that naturally men don't like rejection. Mm-hmm. So rather than even have to go through that, we just not gonna do it. So I'm just not gonna bring you. Let me
tell you something, right? We can have a disagreement or argument or whatever about something in the house, right? And me, I don't like to what's the word? I guess stir the pot or agitate a situation, mm-hmm. right? So I would rather wait until and gauge her temperament and her temperature to see if she's okay.
Right. Before
you know what I mean?
Say something.
Yeah, because I know with me, I process what went wrong. Okay, this is what I did wrong. I hear what she's saying. All right, cool. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That didn't come off right. All right, cool. I'm over it now.
Right.
She not.
Right.
So I have to wait on her to be okay.
Right.
Before I can even. And then you don't. And then it's men. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Every man is like, I wanna, but
listen. You know what's crazy? Because what I've learned with that is, and it's crazy as it sounds, bro. Because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm pretty sure every man who has a woman who is tentative to that woman knows exactly what you're talking about, right? So, like, the thing about that is that they really be waiting on you to say something.
I was just gonna say that. Like, what's so crazy?
That's the catch-22 in that, because
that's
you waiting for her to chill out, but she waiting for you to say something to make her chill out. So it's the catch-22 of the whole situation. Right. So it's like, do I say something? She like, nigga, you better say something. So, like, that's where they come from.
Because that's where that reassurance comes from, right? So kind of what you said is you expect for your women to come to you when something's wrong. You want to be that person that they lean on, but they're waiting on you to be that post right there, and you're not there, right? So then all it does is build up more anguish, more anger.
Now that reassurance word, listen, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna give y'all a little hint, ladies, for something. And all ladies might not do this, but I notice that women tend to do this from time to time. When your that's old boy phone.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
So this must be his phone. Is this your phone?
I'll call Dave and give it to Dave.
Then he must have picked up your phone and you picked up his phone.
I'll call Dave and give it to him.
I just called this because I had to go in Illinois on some spots.
All right.
I can't even get that now.
All right. But yeah, go ahead.
And when women need to learn how to accept reassurance sometimes, even though it may not come how y'all want it or expected it to come. Because again, we men, so we don't always know how to verbalize certain things.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you now. My heart be in the right place, my mind be, but when it come out, she be like, how the fuck dare you? I be like, wait, what? That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I be like, that's not what I meant.
Right,
Wait, that's not what I was saying.
I'm gonna give you a really good example, right? Because on this show, he stated that, when you come on, you gotta be vulnerable, you gotta be honest. I'm gonna give you. I work from home, right? So me working from home, naturally, I absorb some of the things that him and Marley may not necessarily get to absorb, right? And what I mean by that is if I'm sitting there's dishes, I'm going to do this. I'm the person that cooks and cleans and so forth, right? So I will empty the dishwasher so that people can put their dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Him and Marley will still go in that kitchen and put it right in the sink. All that does is leave it for me to do, right? So boom, story time. I'm sitting here in the kitchen. I see these dishes in the sink. And I know I cleaned out the dishwasher, right? Cool. Go back into the bedroom and I say, babe, I'm going to talk to Marley tomorrow, but I'm going to talk to you now. And I told him, this is what I need y'all to do, because then I do it for a reason, to keep the kitchen clean, right? I don't want to be overwhelmed with cooking and I got to clean the kitchen, then cook, right? Yeah. He asked, his question was, what dishes did I leave in the sink? Right? So immediately, it doesn't matter if you left a dish today, right? You do it. So I continue because I knew if I answered that question, I was going to be the petty woman and go in there and get the dish that you left because you asked the question. Exactly. I got this dish that you left in there because you asked the question. Cool. Instead, I continue my story, right, of, I just need y'all to do this for me because I'm overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. He said nothing. When I say he didn't say a word after that, he was looking at TV as though I was invisible.
All you had to say was okay.
Hello, I literally said nothing. Okay,
now
nothing.
Now listen.
Wait a second.
Now listen,
because you and I are on the same page.
Now listen, she is exactly right. But let me tell you something, right? In my defense, I remember her coming because I was high as a Georgia pine for one.
Okay.
Right? Let's start there. Let's start there.
Keep using it for this.
Right.
No, listen.
That's right.
Let's start there,
brother.
Let's start there, right? I was high as hell, right? Anyway, before she walked into the room, I had dozed off a little bit. So when she opened the door, that kind of popped my eyes back open. So when she said what she said, I'm like, in my mind, listen, I swear on my kids, man. In my mind, I thought I said, okay. I swear to God, bro. In my mind, I thought I said.
I believe him.
I thought I said, okay. Until she said, so you're not going to say nothing? So I'm like, what dishes did I leave in the sink? Because in my mind, I just warmed our food up on the paper plates. And we just ate, and I just threw the stuff away.
And for the record, I cooked some fire-ass green beans, and we don't like the juice to touch the other food. So he used a glass bowl to put that in there. So if we have to be technical on what dish he left in there, that's the dish.
She right.
However,
but again, I wasn't even thinking about that, right? So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, cool.
But he didn't say it.
Right, but I didn't.
He just sat there.
You know what I'm saying?
This is exactly.
it's my fault. I take responsibility. But I didn't really realize it until the next day because when I came home.
You
Because
had
no,
24
look,
hour pass?
no. But when I come home from break, she was like, you know, she expressed how she felt about it.
Nope. So let's rewind it, because if we're going to tell the story, we got to tell it right.
Okay.
When that happened, he then said, wait a minute, this is the audacity. Miss Rodriguez and my ladies out there will completely understand what I mean. If there's, you know, if we got them watching.
They watching.
I said, okay, nothing. He said, what am I supposed to say? Quote unquote. You said, make sure the dishes are done. I don't feel I had to say anything after that. So that's what sent me at that point. Because how dare ye? Because men don't like rejection, right? Y'all said that earlier. Men don't like rejection. Men don't like to be ignored. That is the equivalent of him texting me to say something, and I leave it on red and say nothing. But he looked me in my face.
Red in person is diabolical.
Exactly. I was left on red in person.
But
and he looked me in my face.
But I wasn't
and said,
thinking
what am
about. I
supposed
wasn't
to
even
say?
looking at it like that because you know we usually communicate and you know we talk.
Yeah.
And, you know, so again, that was my fault.
not
I
perfect.
take
No,
that.
no.
I take that.
So
But I
he
see how it
probably
upset
didn't
her.
recognize
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
That was crazy.
Because then what happened, because he's like the sweetest person you will ever meet in your life. Y'all may know a different version of him, but the man is a teddy bear when it comes to me. He
I just didn't want to tell them.
comes into the kitchen the next day, as sweet as ever, and he's doing exactly what I asked him to do, and he apologizes for the dishes.
As you should.
But no, what he said was, I didn't mean to make you mad, right? I'm sorry about the dishes. And it sent me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I wasn't mad about the dishes. I was just asking him to do something and telling him how I felt. Never did I come in there hostile. Never did I come up in there upset. What pissed me off after that is him saying what he said last night and ignoring and dismissing what I said. So then at the kitchen table, when he said that, I know I should have said, it's okay. But you know what I said? Never did you think I was mad about the dishes. That's not what I was mad about. He then said nothing again. He never said, well, what were you mad about? Right? He never said anything. So I instantly felt ignored again, as though we were conversing. And then you just shut up again. And I was like, goddamn what? We don't talk about this. You know,
Maybe he was trying to process it. You had to give him because of time to process it. He was trying to process it. Again, he be high as a Georgia pine. His synapses don't be firing as fast as they should.
I like how you be having his back, but when it all boils down, it's learning how to communicate, right? So that's what it boils down to.
And again, and to be completely honest, like I've learned a lot of shit over the course of this 4 years in our relationship.
What she say?
Huh?
Who commented? You can let us know what your viewers are saying.
Hey, because Miss motherfucker Rodriguez be showing out. She talking some right, because if you talking to me and I don't answer you, I have to go play with my granny's teeth. Exactly.
No, seriously. And you know what makes it even worse is a woman is going to say something, right? So Asia's going to say something to you. Yeah. You're never, and that's what we as women need too. Because y'all ain't going to say nothing. We going to say something. You did this. You made me feel this way.
I'm different.
He won't.
I be saying shit.
Yeah. You say something, he won't.
I be saying shit. And like, because I feel as a fellow dishwasher and kitchen cleaner, yeah, you need to get that together. Cause I'm just saying I feel it because I be coming in and I be like, hey, why these dishes in this sink? So I mean, I'm just saying I kind of feel it. Like, I'm sorry, but you right too, cuz like you just didn't understand.
I was gonna say, what part was he right on?
Because he didn't really see what the problem was. He just didn't really understand what you was mad about, because in his mind the dishes was clean. So he like, what's wrong? And again, you caught him half asleep. He didn't even process what was going on originally. So he just trying to figure it out. You just can't put all that on my cousin like.
I like how you got his back though. listen, I like that you always 10 toes down with him, right? I fucks with it.
Hey,
I do.
Now I know you fucking lying.
I fucks with it, right? Like you 10 toes down as you should be. You know, I get that. But then at that point, it's a part of learning effective communication, right?
But he wrong.
Okay, I like that. He right, but he wrong.
Right,
We gon' take that. We
He
gonna
wrong,
that.
but I see where he went
Yeah,
wrong.
absolutely.
And why he went wrong. And he at least he attempted to try to fix it, because most niggas don't give a fuck. He just would have went on about his merry fucking day. So, you know, again, you always got to give a shout out to a nigga that's trying, because niggas don't try.
Oh, I agree. He's sweet as pie. But that is true. I have female friends, right, that say it all the time.
He'll let you. Nigga, hey, fellas, stop just letting you stop that shit, because you be the first one mad and all in your chest when she go find a nigga that's trying, and now you crying because you wasn't trying. And the nigga just show a little bit of effort. It's all it be taking too, just a little bit of effort.
Just a smidgen.
On God, just the nigga just
Why take a little bit of effort?
It's all it takes. It's just a little bit of effort, and now you the side nigga, and you used to be the main nigga, and you didn't even know you became the side nigga.
That's
how it
ridiculous.
I disagree, but maybe that's for another show. That could be for another show.
Happened. She ain't got to lie to me. That's exactly how the fuck.
Anyway, move right along. All right, my next question. What does masculinity mean to you, and has that definition changed over time?
Yes. The definition of it for me has definitely changed. Masculinity, what it means for me now is, okay, let me start off with what I grew up with it as. Growing up with it as it was the typical.
How many
said,
bitches you can, how many
cry,
bitches you can get?
How many? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
how much money you can make?
To the point to where something happened to me that I didn't realize that shouldn't have happened to me until I was a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, man, whoa.
Not no whoa. Right. We ain't talking about no Kanye shit. All right.
All right.
No Kanye. No Kanye. No Diddy. All right. But it was women. You know what I'm saying? So like, again, I grew up from a culture of women make the man type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, my daddy was a player, my uncles was players, my uncle got like 20-something kids. You know what I'm saying? So like,
golly.
Yeah. So like, it was almost like the more kids you had, that was your swag type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I come from that. So like, when I had a threesome at, well, shit, it wasn't even really this. Like, down an orgy, and these were grown women. But I was like 13, 14. I didn't realize.
That is rape.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But in our culture, I turned up. You know what I'm saying? Are
right,
you a man
you
now?
thought it was like a flex rather than
you know
taking a look back and saying, okay, I was just molested.
Exactly. Of course. But, you know, so like, as of now, though, and having a son and having a daughter, like, masculinity for me is like just truly being able to take care of what's important to you and understanding that you got to understand others as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot growing up for me as a man, it was a lot of my way or the highway type of thing, especially when you the breadwinner. So I was always taught to be the breadwinner. My granddaddy, my grandmama ain't want for shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, but he was a whore. Just be real, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you rock with my uncle, right? You see what it was, but you know, you was good, you ain't need for shit. So like, right. I come from a family of providers, but we also might not have been the best boyfriend or men. You know what I'm saying? Boyfriend or husbands. You know what I'm saying? We good men, but we might not be the best husbands or boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? So I really had to give a shout out to my bigger brother, Tony Maize Jr., for showing me something different on that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been married before, and I'm not married to that person no more. You see what I'm saying? So like, Whereas he got married and they've been together for 20 to 30 some years. You know what I'm saying? And they prospered. You know what I'm saying? So it show you a different dynamic.
Got it.
Versus what you usually see is motherfuckers get married, they break up, they motherfuckers cheat, motherfuckers be married together and cheating over here all the time, got whole nother lives, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my people, motherfuckers had whole other lives, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I grew up around watching motherfuckers have double lives and shit like that. So like for me, now just being completely monogamous, because everybody know me as, you know what I'm saying? Me, you, and your girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was Mr. Threesome Extraordinaire. Like, if it wasn't me, you and your girlfriend, you might as well just keep your pussy to yourself, because that's boring type shit. So, like, for me now, again, because I got a daughter, you know, shit be different. Like,
So that really made you kind of take a step back
like,
to view
damn,
how.
Like, when I want a nigga, but like, if that's what she choose, that's what she choose. But you know, it just make you look at shit different, and then it also make you look at shit different because I got a son. So it's like, what type of man do I want my son to be? And Montega, no, our sons love us to fucking death. So everything we fucking do, they do it.
Y'all little shadows.
No matter what the fuck we do, it's the bees fucking knees. We could walk on side, shoot a motherfucker in the face right now, and my daddy he deserved that. Came out fucking with my daddy type shit. So like, yeah, it's a whole different thing. And like, I know who my daddy is, but he wasn't in my life.
Okay.
So like, I often ask other people a lot of times myself, like, is it worse to know your daddy and know he ain't shit versus just not knowing the nigga completely at all? It's just, you know what I'm saying? Which one is really worse? So like, you know, because when you know he ain't there, you know he ain't there. You really ain't got nothing to look forward to. You ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? Nothing, no expectations.
Yeah, but I think those type of people struggle with the different void, right? Of like abandonment and, you know, and so forth, because, and I think it's just a natural thing, right? So I had a mom, my stepmom, but I am Korean and African American, right? Seoul, South Korea, born in Seoul, South Korea. I don't know my biological mom, right? But I had a mom that was absolutely amazing, the funniest person you ever met in your life. But it was still that void, right? Of like, damn, let this lady just pop this little Asian baby out and just leave it and go. So they kind of struggle with the different. Yeah.
Cause I know dude, call him right now. He just ain't never done shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So like, he maybe came pick me up a couple summers or something. But we all know in real life they really ain't shit. So like, but I applaud him for trying. Again, you got to give a nigga his roses for trying. He tried, and like I said, you know what I'm saying. He might not have been the best father, but you know what I'm saying. He was an upstanding nigga to somebody. You know what I'm saying. So
right.
Cool.
That's what it is.
Well, for me, it's kind of similar to what. Not you know. It's kind of similar to what you said, but not. You know.
Man, listen, man. My life story ain't similar to nobody's shit.
But masculinity to me, when I was coming up, was always getting the most money, driving the flyest car, having the baddest or the most women. It was never taught to me that taking care of a family, providing, protecting, none of that stuff was taught to me to be masculine. None of that.
Got it.
Everybody that I looked up to that I thought was the man was just, they was in the streets.
So they were the ones that you guys saw making the money, getting all the women, driving the...
That's the man. That's the man.
no real stability.
Because to be honest, and there was the man that woke up every morning and got up and got in his van or his truck and went to work.
But we didn't know that he was really the man.
But you didn't even see him.
Right.
Because by the time you got up, he was already gone to work.
Mm-hmm.
And while you out doing what you doing, he done drove down the block, got out his truck, and went in the house.
Right.
You don't even see him. So we had no example of that.
Pretty much that role model.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But the role models that we saw was put in front of us. The dudes that's coming down with the chains on and the new Timbs and the Jordans and the, back then everybody's wearing baggy clothes, so you had on the boss jeans. And, you know what I mean? So in New York it was leathers and fatigues and Timbs and so when as you growing up and you see that, but I had an example of what a man was supposed to be in my house until that man started getting high.
Yeah, that's all. That's a whole
And
nother.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
another
like
aspect too, like yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a father and mother in the same household, and my father was doing the things that a father was supposed. I didn't recognize it because I was young. All I know is I got games, I got clothes, we eat, we got a car, a house, the heat work. You're not really paying attention to all that as an adolescent. You're not paying attention to none of that.
Right.
But as you get older, then you forced to see like, damn, I got to figure some shit out. Then it's like the man that you looked up to, he broke all that for you. So the only thing that you have to see, and at those ages of 13, 14, and 15, you're very, very impressionable. Because me, I didn't have anybody to talk to or look up to or really talk about what I felt and needed.
Right.
In a big brother or a father figure or whatever. So by the time I did start latching to people in the neighborhood,
probably weren't latching to the right people either.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Yeah.
So the people I latched onto in the neighborhood, those guys were the ones that was drug dealers. They was killing it. And they was,
And what's crazy? Like, for me, the first memory of my daddy that I got straight up, and it's crazy because I didn't even meet this man until this day, right? And I was like 13, 14. We went to a summer camp trip with the church to Raising Rebels. Me and one of the other kids that was there got the same name, but his last name spelled with a ES. Boom. He ended up drowning with us out there. He drowned.
Oh no.
They thought it was me. He came up there. That's how I meet this man, because he thought I drowned.
Oh wow.
Hey, that's deep.
That is deep. So it's not the element of let me meet my son to introduce myself, make it right. It was that he's gone, right? Probably now I got that guilt. Wow.
Damn. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, you never told me that one, Cuzzo.
Man. Well, thank you for being vulnerable to share that, right? Because that's a lot. And I think what's interesting is both of you. So I read an article a while back, right? Mm-hmm. And women were trying to rip the writer of this article up, but I got what he was saying, and it just kind of hit home on what you guys said. It said that men are the ones. Women don't necessarily always need role models or things to mold them, because women, when they see things, a lot of times they almost emulate immediately if it's right or wrong, right? Or if it's going to be okay. Both of y'all are basically saying the same things, right? That your masculinity at a point of time was really driven by people that y'all saw, right? Only. Even though you probably knew that selling drugs wasn't the right avenue to go or that it could do something. But the choices that you had, you still chose to do certain things because you saw other people do it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that article really talked about how men are not paid attention to enough for those type of things. Role models immediately, and that how some of the psychology books weren't necessarily written for men, that they were written for women, right? They were written for women's trauma. It was written for women, right, to get over trauma. And that within the last generation, that's when people have started paying attention more to men's mental health. But at the end of his article, he said, the question is it too late? And I was like, damn, right? Like that was deep, because then you'll see people that are still struggling with the same things that.
Yeah, because at some point, it becomes a genetic thing. Like, after, from the scientific standpoint of it, after you've been trained for so long, and then you train your next generation, and then you train the next generation the same thing after and over and over and over, it becomes embedded into your DNA. Sort of like with anything, like, you know, you're supposed to walk at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Certain things. So like, it would be kind of hard to you would literally be rewiring mankind, because we've been taught that those things are almost primal for us. Like, and technically it is kind of cavemanish, which is how most women depict it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like,
Man.
We hardwired for certain shit. So that's why it would be kind of a difficult task, because genetically we just pre-wired to just do certain shit.
But at the same time, you said, I learned that because that's what I saw. So that means that perception, right, can change if you had the right reality piece.
Yeah, that's just like,
right.
Because that's just like prejudice. Prejudice is taught. Nobody is born prejudiced. That's taught.
So what y'all are saying is like, that was just, y'all did it because that's what y'all saw.
Yeah.
I don't have a female friend to this day. And I know a lot of people, because a lot of people will always flock to me. I don't have a female friend that's not the opposite of that. So the things that they went through when they were children, they try to focus on making sure that it, right? Like they didn't emulate that as kids, right? Or they didn't emulate that as teenagers, and it's often a conversation, right, in the woman community of, my mama used to do that, I would never, right? Or I'm not going to do that to my kids because this is how I felt. You know.
Now see, it's interesting.
With me, I don't think with me it was, I did it because it's what I saw. I did it because it was like survival mode for me to do the things I did.
So kind of bringing that environment piece into it, right? Of like.
So it's like, you know, now I went out and got summer jobs, worked at camps, the whole nine. It wasn't, it didn't substantiate anything.
As far as financially.
As far as what I was trying to do to help at home.
Got it. Okay.
Because my father wasn't there. So once the people that I looked up to in the neighborhood that I thought were the masculine dudes, the men that was really, you know, being, you know.
Yeah.
They started really coming to me because how I was with my sister, how I used to protect Cherie and fight over her. So they latched on to me because of that. And then it's like, what you do? Nothing. I go to school, I play ball. Hey, ain't Miss Tracy your mom? Now I'm wondering how these dudes know who my mom is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because they done served my mama. That's how they know who my mom is. Mm. So it's like, all right, look, we like your mom. We like you. We know your situation. We see you up here with the ball, playing ball, going to school, da-da-da. Let us show you how to, you want to help your mom? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where your pop at? My pop gone.
Manipulation and predators.
That's
what it is.
Hey,
They're just
exactly.
being
That's
predatory
what.
over
That
something
is
else.
definitely a grooming.
But
That's what it is.
That is definitely a grooming conversation.
But at the same time, I didn't look at. I can see that now.
Right.
But then it was, and I felt that it was because, okay, they used me to help them, but they helped me at the same, you know what I'm saying, the same token, because now it started out with them just, my man Quick, God bless the dead, he would give my mom money. Hey, your son, we got him. We gonna look out for him. You don't have to pay for nothing. Don't worry about nothing else. If you need something, just come holler at us. But stay in the house. Don't be outside no more. Bills need to be paid. Here, take that down to your mom. Make sure this get done. And they wasn't using my house as a trap spot. None of that.
Right. But
And
but like you said, that's still a part of that manipulation.
Right, exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Being a
but
predator.
I'm taking it as real genuine. These dudes really care for me. They really fuck with me. They really looking out for me.
Right.
They really,
Because
because
Nobody
my
showed you.
daddy ain't doing it.
Right.
My daddy ain't doing it, and they ain't even fucking my mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it
So
came
then
off genuine. It came off let me
Yeah.
help you, right?
And then it's like,
And then you're still a kid at that point too, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I always try to remind people,
Yeah.
like, you know, y'all grew up a certain way, but y'all were still children. So there are still just things as a child that you don't necessarily recognize now.
babe, I'm 13 with a half a brick, 14 with a half a brick coming back from New York on a Peter Pan bus.
Making
Not
that
the
yayo.
Not that
Like-
Peter Pan.
Right.
Yeah, all people on the East Coast, y'all know what that Peter Pan bus is. Y'all know what that bus is. Go straight from Delaware to New York to Philly, wherever, and you come right on back.
Okay, why do they call it a Peter Pan bus?
That
I
was
gotta
the
know.
name. That was the name of the bus.
Oh, that was the name of the actual bus company.
Yeah, Peter
Oh,
Pan.
okay. I'm like, is there like
Yeah.
a metaphor that goes? Okay, got it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm 13, 14 with a half a brick strapped around my waist, under my arm, all powder.
Like bombs.
It's taped around. I swear to God, it's taped around my waist, under my arms, the whole nine.
Right.
Yeah, they was using me. I was a mule. You know what I mean?
That's
like
exactly what
I
he
was a
was.
mule. You know what
Which
I mean?
goes to show you that predators come into different forms. When we were
Yeah.
kids, we were taught that predators were people that took kids, right, and molested them and sold them. And no, predators came in all different type of forms. Y'all just had different predators.
But we not
Damn.
looking at it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm getting this money. I'm able to go buy shoes. I can feed
Right,
my
that
little
you
brother
couldn't
and
do
sister.
before.
I can go feed my little brother and sister. I can make sure mama got some money. I can make sure the bills is straight. I'm pulling up and shit. My teachers ain't driving. Life was great. I learned it, and I took off. But that's what I thought being a man was. Even as I got older, as a grown-ass man, I still thought that was what being a man was. It wasn't until recently, within like the last maybe 10 years, that I realized, like, yo, nigga, you still living like a little boy. You're not being a man for real.
Yeah, and that's vulnerable to say, right? Because I think it happens for a lot of different people, but you're saying it really happened later for you.
Yeah,
Got it.
cause you got a lot
And
of
later
grown.
for you, because your babies are so small.
You got a
too.
lot
Right.
of grown ass men right now that swear to God they the man. I'm a man. I'm living on man's terms. I'm
not.
But you're like, nah, you're not. You're not.
Right.
Because what?
So I think the women that are tuned into this, right, I think it's kind of dope that they are saying this and kind of being as vulnerable, because I know we've all had conversations as women, right? Whether it's the group chat or, you know, like you and your little girl huddle of, he's not doing this or he doesn't understand this, right? Or he's not being the man that I need him to be. And sometimes it ain't necessarily that they're not. They don't recognize it and know how
If men
until
could
like
see-
a pivotal moment comes, right?
If men could see their woman's group chat thread with they chick,
Have y'all ever
it
looked
will
at
humble the shit out of you and make you change your ways. I'm telling you. I'm
vice
telling you.
versa.
So I have never seen a man's group chat, or I've never
Men
seen
don't
a
really have
someone.
group chat.
It's nothing. And if we do, it's nothing like y'all's.
Got it.
Nothing like
It's
that.
nothing like y'all's. If a man has a group chat, it's going to be like,
Some jokes
hey,
and shit.
we going up to the game. For us, it's like, yo, who gonna all be at the studio or something? Or it's nothing about.
We not
Let me
opening
tell you
up
what
to-
this motherfucker
Right.
did today.
It's
It
never-
ain't
it's
nothing
never-
That's
like
why
that.
I always tell, like,
Right, there's never-
you will
No.
never.
Bruh, guess what this bitch just did to me?
Right.
It's none of that. We
I
never
straight-
do that.
Like, literally the other day, I'm not joking, right? Because if the viewers don't know, Montega's part Mexican. When he pissed me off the other day, I literally told my best friend, I'm having him deported. Like, that's what my chat started off with. I'm having his ass deported. She's like, why are we having him deported? And when I told her, she said, yeah, we getting him deported. Right.
Damn.
It's totally diabolical, right? So I get what y'all saying. Like, I've never picked up a man's phone and saw, like, a group chat like women have.
There isn't one.
That's why I always say, when I die, factory reset my phone. It's not because there's anything in there about a man
our
or...
group chat consists of one nigga. Me and one, it's probably him and one nigga. Where even if they are having deep conversations, it's just him and one other nigga in that group chat. So you just gotta figure out which one of his friends he actually fuck with in real life to have those type of conversations.
There's only 2 instances that I have group chats.
And then niggas don't do that shit.
I
Don't
never-
text that shit.
I never
I'm
start
gonna
the
pull
group
up,
chat.
bro. I need to holler at you.
I never start the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Zeus always starts the group chat.
Oh, my gosh.
Zeus
Gotta say
always
something about that.
Dead ass.
because it's always it's only consisting of everybody meet up here at this time or everybody going in for this show. We're taking off at this time. Da da da. That's the only time we have a group chat, and then the second time is for work.
Man, when I tell you, the moment that I
That's the
said,
only group chat I'm in.
I
It's my
don't
work
think
group
women
chat.
handle group chats very well. And I'm going to tell you why. He showed me a text message, right? Actually, he posted it online a long time ago, like years ago. And you know how you post something, but you can see what someone typed before that too?
Yeah.
It was like the second or third day. And these men in this chat, I don't know who all was a part of it, but I know I saw Zeus's name. They just going back with motivational shit. They're like, bruh, today's going to be a this. Today's going to be a that. And that was a pivotal moment in my life because I said, KB, you not living life right. Because that's not how your group chats look. Your group chats.
Oh, they
And
should
I was
be
like,
wild, bro.
damn. I was like,
believe-
is this men's group chat? Because it was so positive and so, like, this is what we doing. We elevating ourselves.
Yeah, 'cause what if
And
we
my
talk-
group chat
if we
started
not-
the other
if
day.
We're not talking about motivational shit or talking about some getting, or we're not talking about getting no money or motivating a nigga to get some more money or make a move that he probably been stalling on or just letting him know that what the shit that he is doing is on his shit. You know what I'm saying? And we proud of him. What the fuck
Yeah.
is we in here talking about?
No, but I will tell you though that was a learning lesson for me, right? Of are you using those? So shout out to Visions Hertique, owned by Katrina Moore. I am in a group chat with her, right? And her best friend and her sister-in-law, and we are really, really, really close, right? That's when I start experiencing those type of group chats of like all you see is the motivational stuff. And like that's what I told him. And this was years ago that I saw that message that him and Zeus had posted. And they were really just elevating each other. And I was like, oh, that ain't how my group chats in the past has went.
But you gotta
'Cause,
understand.
I mean, I was in college too, right? So
She has a different set of friends.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean everybody.
So she has like 3 or 4 different group chats.
Yeah. So like my college group chat is wild.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably get paid from that chat. No, seriously. I can't wait to tell some of the stories. I'm outing all you bitches. I just won't use the names.
That's all you gotta do. Change the names to protect
Change
the
the
innocent,
names.
the not so innocent.
Yeah.
But no, that's dope, though.
I agree.
Yeah, I do partake in a very motivational group chat. Now that I think about it, my PR management. Shout out to Black Widow PR management team. Yeah, that's my. We don't do no hating in there.
Who is that? Never heard of him.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Check out Times.
Shout out to
New
Megan.
York. Check the New York Times weekly.
That shit AI.
God damn me.
That shit AI. Don't nobody read magazines.
So does that motivate y'all when y'all see it? Like when you wake up in the morning and you see that type of stuff, like, is that what kind of motivates y'all to, what motivates you to want to do better?
Seeing other niggas doing just as good or better.
Poverty.
Because you can't really advance yourself around the same type of motherfuckers that's doing just stagnant in the same place. Like, y'all can be doing the same things, but you gotta be around people who are successful in doing that so that you learn how to be successful in doing it as well, because you can't be around a motherfucker who in the same spot with you for too long, because shit, y'all both just sitting here on the
I can be around somebody that's in the same spot as me, but
like, you know what I'm saying? But
we have to be willing to learn together and push each other.
Right,
that's
right,
different.
right.
That's the thing.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different from what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is those that stay stagnant and happy being stagnant become complacent.
Yeah, I'm
where they at. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and me and my woman have this problem all the time because, like, she be comfortable with certain shit, and I'll be like, nah, not yet. We still got some more shit to do. Like, nah, I need some more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it look good. I know we comfortable, but nah, we need.
See, me, I'm starting to step out of my I'm starting to step out of my fear of failing. Because she pushes me and tells me all the time, like, no, you're going to be great if you do this. You're going to be great if you do that. Just get to it. Start it. So I'm starting to, I have no problem starting it.
I told him last year, quit your job. He looked at me like, right? Like, quit your job. Because what other apparel company out there, right, that you know do socks like he does to match sneakers, right? What other ones have you seen that look as good as his? The quality of it alone, right? Because women shop cheap, men like what? Quality, right? The quality of it alone. The concept alone of just that will get him there, right? So how do you not believe in yourself that, because you got the idea. Sometimes people don't have the idea, right? But you have that enough. I told him, well, I'll go, quit your job. Right? Because we as people, we crutch on things, right? So are you not taking this as seriously as you should because you have this job as a crutch, right? When you can make just as much money from this, if not more, because of social media, because of the platforms that y'all have.
I'm going to tell you where you could, well, I mean, me personally, because, you know what I'm saying?
Tell them to quit, y'all.
I can't tell bro to quit. But what I can tell them is this. Market geared towards people who already design shoes, bro. And get them to design to where the shoes that they make is included with you with the sock type of thing.
Yeah,
you know
he knows that. Right.
So
he's come up with
type shit.
All these amazing
that's
ideas.
That's the lane right there in itself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I ain't gonna put the business plan out there.
Yeah.
Niggas
but what he said was, it's kind of that fear of failure, right? So how do you jump out of that when other people...
You can't start a successful business without failing somewhere down the line. Anyway, there's not one successful business who didn't fail at some point. And the only reason you...
Now, I know that. Now, what I said... And
I know other women...
The only failure in it is to not do it or to do it and quit. That is the only failure in it.
And I don't get me wrong, right? Because I know other women may not necessarily tell their men to, like, hey, quit your job, right? But if you know his character, what you know is he's a person that's going to make it happen, right? In any which way. So if he quit that job tomorrow, right, and started this business... I guarantee if this electric bill needs to be paid, I'm going to see him selling something to somebody, some way, somehow, right? But that fear of failure is kind of what keeps people there.
And I mean, honestly, he doesn't necessarily have to quit his job. to do what he can. I mean, again, you can.
Him itself, he has to be able to focus on those type of
I
things, right?
can't-
So
yeah.
you got to know your person. Me, I know how to do everything sublimation, everything t-shirts. I'll never quit my job. You know why? Because what I do for my job, I'm fucking good at it. That's what God invented me to do, right? Analyze processes, procedures, develop, coach, train, talk to people, right? Get them to be the best of their ability. Me quitting my job wouldn't make sense because that's what I'm good at, right? That's my passion.
Yeah, right.
I love to see people get promoted, right? Like I get so amped on that type of stuff. But for him, right, he's building a skill that he didn't have before. That now he can quit his job. Well, I tell you, he's Mr. Fix-It. He fixes everything. Anything that looks broke, he's gonna fix it. He can put a house together, right? So now if you learned this new skill, quit that shit and do what you're good at. And that's what I encourage men to do. Do what they are good at. Do what y'all were, like, that y'all are passionate about. Y'all put y'all passions aside to take care of kids, to take care of households, to take care of families. Y'all seen women go into their era of like, ooh, I'm starting over. I don't see men do that. Y'all deserve to do that. My perspective, anyway.
You deserve to, but
Okay.
the
Well, I
reality
agree
of it
with you
is,
though. I'm gonna get it
men don't
going.
get a chance to do that shit.
Then make it.
You know what I'm saying?
Make the chance.
All right, that's our time, y'all. It's 8:03. We got to get up out of here. One time before we go, Cousin Maize, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
Tony motherfucking Maize. Again, it's easier to Google me. Motherfucking music, motherfucking entertainment, motherfucking footwear actually as well. Look for me in the next movie, Trigger Happy, STL. It's a couple of other movies I can't speak on. Then you've also looked forward to the motherfucking show, comedy. I don't even know how I want to what I want to present it as, but it's coming back, and it won't be a podcast though. But also will be looking for my own movie that I will be directing and co-directed with Asian motherfucker Rodriguez, Workhouse Blues, co-starring my nigga Montega Rebel. So you know what I'm saying. I got a lot. Again, I'm really gearing towards back to my music.
Start shooting that. I forgot all about that Workhouse
Don't you
Blues.
forget about a bitch ass thing, man. Yeah,
Working,
man.
man, you doing some things.
Yeah, like what I have learned in the past 2 years, business wise, is to take my time and do things in my time, cause it's my time.
I love that. It's my time.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So I'm putting it together. It's all gonna make sense when it comes popping out.
Boom.
Okay.
Oh, shout out KD Entertainment. Shout out to right. Shout out to my
Y'all don't need to know what she doing, because whatever I'm doing, she doing. So none of y'all business what she doing. Nosy sons of
Internet.
bitches.
Yeah, that piece.
Nosy sons of bitches. But nah, all right, we great get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the very first show, the premiere episode of Beyond the Beard. Thank you to all my people on Facebook Live who tuned in. Thank you to everybody on YouTube who's tuning in. Thank you to my lovely lady for coming out, KB. Thank you to my cousin Tony motherfucking Maize for sliding out, being the first guest. Thank you for being open and honest, man, and giving your opinion.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you
you
to
know,
my-
I don't give a fuck.
Right,
You gonna judge
right.
me with God, and I don't give a fuck.
That part.
You ain't got to like me. I love me.
And with that being said, y'all, we great get up out of here. So appreciate y'all. We out.
Are we out there? Y'all did so good. Y'all did so good. Look at you, Mr.